So Chelsea has been, handed a 74-count charge relating to agent regulations and third-party investments in players. That they have been found wanting in these areas, and so many persons have been calling for Chelsea points to be deducted. Rival fans have been calling for points to be deducted from Chelsea. But then there are very important key informations that they are not telling you about. Number one of those key information is that it was Chelsea themselves, the owners of Chelsea, who reported this particular situation to the FA, UEFA, and other regulatory bodies, other football regulatory bodies. It was Chelsea owners who reported this case to them. So allow me to break down the whole thing for you so that you understand. Don't allow rival fans to deceive you or cow you into believing that Chelsea will be handed points deduction. Chelsea actually reported this. Let me analyze the whole thing to you. Now, what is investment in players? This third-party investment in players is just like, let me say, Chelsea does not have the money, the financial wherewithal to get a player at this point. They now involve an outsider, a third party, to say, okay, provide us with this money and let us get this player. And then when we get this player, when we're about selling this player to another club, some percentage of this player's sales will go to you as the person who has provided some, percentage of this money that we use to buy this player. So it is just like another means of wealth creation for some, rich persons, rich individuals and all of that. But then UEFA, FA, FIFA has banned this. I think it was 2015 or thereabout that they banned or they stopped this particular practice in football because they felt it was detrimental to the sports in general. Now, these charges are based on things that happened between 2009 to 2022. These charges that is leveled against Chelsea was based on things that happened during Roman Abramovich time. It happened during, and the people involved in this that people are looking at, because nobody knows the exact thing, but there are informations that it was during the purchase of Willian, Eden Hazard, and then Samuel Eto'o. These three players are the key players that their transfers was involved in all of this. Now, when Roman Abramovich sold Chelsea to the new owners, Todd Boehly and Eghbali and all of that, when he sold this club to the new owners for $2.5 billion, these new owners had to do their own due diligence. And during the process of this due diligence, they discovered some irregularities. And they decided to withhold £100 million out of that £2.5 billion that was supposed to pay they supposed to have paid to Roman Abramovich for the purchase of Chelsea. So they withheld £100 million for whatever liabilities that will result from this these things that they have discovered from the Chelsea business during the time of Roman Abramovich. Do you understand? So they themselves, these new owners, Todd Boehly and Eghbali, they went to the FA, to UEFA, and reported this and said, we just acquired this club, but during our due diligence, we discovered that there are some irregularities, financial irregularities, or breaches against the FA, the rules of the FA, UEFA, and all of that. And they said, please, we have, your confidence to come and then assess this, do your own due diligence on this paper, and then see what wrongs have been committed for us to know what fine that is needed to be paid for these wrongdoings. And then they gave the UEFA, an open book for them to, come in and then look into the books of Chelsea and see where the challenges are coming from, and then know what, fine that they have to pay. And this is the situation. It was Chelsea who opened up to them, the new owners of Chelsea who opened up to them and told the FA to come and do their own due diligence, just to make sure that the club is in good standing with the regulatory bodies of the Football Association. Now, in July 2023, Chelsea paid UEFA £8.6 million as settlement for incomplete financial reporting. So this incomplete financial reporting that was done during the time of Roman Abramovich, the new owners, because of that £100 million that they have, withheld, they took £8.6 million out of that money and paid to UEFA for, incomplete reporting of their financial books. So this is current situation of what is happening, and I believe that whatever will happen is going to be maybe a fine on Chelsea, because actually it is new owners that have come in, and it is these new owners that reported this situation they have found out in the club. And I don't think point deduction would come up, because this thing happened a long time ago, and it is not with there has been change in government and everything, and it is the new government who went to the UEFA and the FA to say this is what we discovered when we were doing due diligence in the books of this new club that we have just acquired, and as such we want you to come in and do your own due diligence and see where there's challenges, so that we stand in a very good standing with the FA and all the rules of the Football Association. And I believe this does not warrant point deduction or anything. I think this is just going to be a fine that will be placed on Chelsea, and then they will pay the fine from the £100 million that they have set aside for whatever liabilities that will come with this incomplete financial books of Chelsea. So this is what is happening. Nobody should cow you into believing that there will be point deduction or a very severe this thing will be ban will be placed on Chelsea. No, such will not. I don't think that such will happen, because this is a new ownership, and this new ownership were the ones who actually opened their books, went to the FA and all that, and reported what the previous owner have done. So this is a situation, Chelsea fans. Don't be cowed by anybody. If you have anything, if you have any other information, if you have things that you want to talk about, you can drop them in the comment section. Let's talk about what you feel about this 74 count charge that was placed on Chelsea.